Hi, hello, this is Jules the Human here, and welcome to the Jules and Matt Anime Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Jules the Human, and every week we discuss some anime and we watch some anime. We come back here, talk about it, and this week was our final talking. This is the final time that we're going to be talking about the Future Diary. I am not alone on this hellscape of an anime. Uh, I am with Matt Galley. Matt, how was your week? Besides the anime stuff, how was your week just in general? How was it going?
It's been very rainy in California, very cold, and so that's been a good change of pace. It's been keeping me, outside of watching this anime in a
And snowy
in a
too, no?
positive note. There's been hail where I'm at, a lot of
Eh,
hail, like hail the size of like rice. No, like a blueberry or golf ball hail though.
Okay.
Um, how about you? How has your week been other than
Um,
watching this anime?
I would I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. My brain just went there. I was gonna say I would rather get in another car accident than continue this anime, but that was too much. We are talking about the Future Diary today. It's all jokes. We're
Mhm.
joking around. Um, at the end of the episode, we are going to pick a new anime to talk about, continue forward. But we're going to talk about episode 9 through 13 of the Future Diary here coming up soon. So we're going to get talking really quickly. But thank you so much for watching. Anybody that's live, say hey in the live chat. We do these on Thursdays, and on Fridays they get released on my YouTube channel, and they get released on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So if you miss anything, you could watch them on Spotify or you can watch them on YouTube. So um we're picking a new anime at the end, and I'm so excited because we have so many ones to choose from, and there's a ton here that are user submitted, mostly from a couple of people, and some of us, me and Matt, have put them in there as well. So since it was neither one of ours, we don't put another one in, right? Since
Correct.
it wasn't one of our picks that
Yeah,
we picked.
neither of
So
us adds this time.
we don't
Um,
add, but if you would like to add anybody that's here, you can do you can give 500 bits in the live chat and name us an anime, and we'll watch it and we'll love it, maybe, hopefully.
maybe
Maybe we'll
we
like
try
it.
our best to. We give
Oh
it the
boy.
benefit of the doubt, and with watching a whole 13 episodes of this anime, I really feel like I have just given it the best shot it could, and it was exactly the things that we've talked about over the course of watching the episodes where I was saying like if it treads this ground again, like I'm kind of off, and it definitely with these 5 episodes now, for
Yes.
this one with these 5 episodes, it definitely treaded a lot of the same ground that we were discussing before.
Um, and we're gonna rate it at the end, and we put all the anime on a chart of which ones we've watched and how we rate it, and we'll give you our rating on our own scales at the end. But we got to get started because
A
there's a
lot to
lot to
get
get
through today,
into.
yeah.
Let's not take so much time on. Well, let's get to it. What happened
Yeah.
in episode 9, Block List?
Episode 9, we in a nutshell, we learn the motives behind Hinata's dad, one of the diary holders. We're in this moment of tension, and Akise challenges Hinata to some game of chance. And through a combination of luck and thinking ahead, he manages to win. Other developments happen that lead tensions to rising further, and in order to kind of just like save everyone, Yuki just kind of like announces that is his girlfriend in order to like mellow out everything and put everybody just in a state where they can just go home, and he's left in a what have I done? There's no going back point.
Yeah. Um. Cool. I really did not care about this one. Right off the bat, we were put in another cool situation. I'm fine with the situation that we were put into by the last episode. Like it was like a cliffhanger. I love
Hmm.
these little cliffhangers. It's fine, but the resolution is always just not the best outcome, and it's always so weird how they get here because
Convoluted.
yeah, what was this game of chance? Why did they go along with it? Why
Yeah.
was this what's the point?
Hey, you
Why
play a game even though you have all of the you're holding all the cards right now, but wanna play a game? Like,
yeah.
it's like,
Like, you clearly have the advantage, but would you like to gamble that away?
Yeah.
No. What? Why did this go down this way? Um Akise, they like did this whole like, yeah, like you said, convoluted, where it was just like, well, his diary only does what he observes. So if I told him the wrong,
Thing, and he believes it, then that's what his yeah.
and I was just like, huh? Why are we doing so much right now? This is a lot. There's a lot going on. And of course, Yuki is only worried about making friends, and he's like, "Why are you in the way of me making friends?" But
It's so on the nose.
yeah,
It's just so on the nose that it's
you know,
just overwhelming.
Yuno's like in love with him, and he's like, "Why are you in the way of making friends?" And it's just like, where are your? We're in a death game, bro. This whole time, this whole 5 episodes that we watched, you're in a death game. I get it. Maybe you don't want to be. Maybe you want to be a little kid. Maybe you want to stay being a little kid. But like, these are the cards you're dealt. We've seen main characters. I've seen main characters do it so much better in other anime. Where I'm just like, what are you doing? You just want to play
Because
house?
yeah, exactly. They act believably through the situations and encounters that they're put through, but on the side, you have that little love story building up.
Yeah,
But the main story would be about, yeah, the death game, but that's kind of how the show is presented initially, that it's about this death game, but it really feels like all of that has taken a big backseat to the misadventures of Yuki. Um, and
you know,
yeah, with him just like, but she's cute,
yeah.
but she's cute.
But she's so pretty. Um, at the end of this episode, one thing I did want to mention was that Hinata's dad, who was the diary holder, ends up dying at the hands of the fourth.
Yes,
Um, but
Kaigo.
my I had some questions because his final words to his daughter were like, okay, I understand her motives. I understand her motives, Hinata's motives. Like,
Hmm.
I want to do this for my dad, whatever, whatever. I wanted to do this better and all this stuff because Akise was hunting her dad, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I get that motive. Um, but the way he sort of turns on her, which
Hmm.
didn't really make sense. A lot of these 5 episodes, for sure, I was thinking of like, this doesn't make sense for the character. If the character's acting dumb, but like that's their character and they make certain decisions, I'll be like, okay, cool. We've seen characters do not the most ideal stuff throughout this podcast ever. But like a lot of the times in these 5 episodes, I was just like, why would the character act that way? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he started calling her stupid like a dog. He like
Worse
literally
than a dog.
compared her to yeah.
Yeah.
He said you're stupider than a dog.
And I was
You're
like,
less
wait,
intelligent than an animal. Whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple times in these 5 episodes where this is one of them where it's like, "Why would you call your daughter that? Why would you say that
Hmm.
to your daughter? What is that supposed to do? Is that supposed to motivate her to get revenge or something?" Like, but you knew those were your last words to her. You
And
supposedly love her.
yeah, and it's confused and again convoluted's the I guess the word of the day. Um, the way that it's right after he's like, no, it's okay, you did your job, you did what you tried to cover for my mistakes or whatever, like he's consoling her, then he turns into insulting her, and then he's like, but don't turn into me. And so yeah, it's very confused and very wishy-washy with like what his emotional state is before he's going out or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't really tell what the show's trying to do with that. Um,
Um,
and speaking of yeah, motivations and stuff, it's kind of also hinted at, whatever, that Akise, I guess, kind of has like a crush on Yuki.
I missed that.
And
Okay.
when he pulls in really quick to like talk about stuff, and he's like, well, I look at Yuki than as like more than a friend. I'm interested in Yuki than more than just a friend, or something like
Oh,
that. It's
I
super brief.
sure, sure, sure. I remember that part, but I thought he was just trying to get under her skin. I didn't take it as serious. It could be serious,
It
but
could be.
I think
It,
he was just trying to get under,
you're
skin
right.
because he knew that
You're
that would
probably
do
right.
it. Yeah.
You're probably right.
I don't know. I
thinking
do remember
about
that
his
part though,
character and stuff, yeah, and
because
how
he's like the
things have played
detective.
out moving forward. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think that's
Okay,
what I thought of.
fair enough.
We got to get going. Episode
Yes,
10,
yes.
family plan. Um, man,
I
it's
think
okay.
so episode 10 and episode 11, I'm pretty sure are the companion. No, that's episode 11 and 12. So episode 10, we see Akise trick Yuki and Yuno into going to a wedding prep business. So basically, it all culminates so he could snoop around Yuno's house while they were gone and busy with their day. The room that Yuki found before with all the dead bodies has now been emptied out, the back wall cleared, and there's a huge hole in her backyard where everything goes missing. And Akise comes to the conclusion that like wipes her memory.
To altered her memory.
She alters her memories or whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we also see at the end of the episode, Kaigo is in the is setting up Yuki and Yuno to take the fall for the death of Hinata's dad.
This whole
What an
episode.
episode!
This whole episode, I was like, who cares? I was like, who cares? I'm sorry.
No, yeah,
There
I
was a
was
lot of
thinking
like
the same thing.
filler. We saw a lot of like back like this
This was
episode,
the carnival episode again.
another carnival episode, which we hated because it's
Exactly.
just sort of fan service, sort of it's giving like very little. Like if it had substance, like you were talking about before the podcast, if it had like if I was gonna get a coffee and the stuff I really want is the what you call it? What's the fucking what's the word? Whatever.
Like
It's
a cold
all
brew or like something
well,
specific?
if I wanted caffeine, if I was like, "Give me the
Yes.
coffee with the most caffeine,"
An
and then they
espresso.
gave me this, and it was like, "This is 2% caffeine," I'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm not awake. I'm still tired, and I'm tired of watching these episodes." Well, oh, in these next couple ones, there's a lot of girls going to the bathroom.
Yeah. There is
I was like,
inexplicably there's because yeah, man,
"Me
there is
nene," just like poops in this one, and I'm like,
in a flashback sequence, right? This
in
is
a
the one with the
flashback
flashback
sequence
sequence.
in
That's
the
right.
beginning, in a flashback
Which
sequence.
I did like a lot of that flashback sequence.
Sure.
It was it fleshed out her character and
Oh
like what
yeah.
was going on with her before the eye patch and stuff. But yeah, it was just like
But
why?
her being handcuffed to him, and then they're like, "Don't listen and don't." I'm like, why?
And not
Why?
only that, but it's the reason that she was wearing the dress that we see her first introduced in because
Mhm.
she sprays herself after the toilet fails to flush, and that's how her clothes get wet, and
Yeah.
that's why she needs to change.
Yeah.
Which is why? Why? It's just like
I'm just. I mean, I guess. Is this fan service? Is this fan service? If I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just
yeah,
not about it.
pee pee
Uh,
poo poo.
Yeah, literally. And then later on, I don't want to talk about it again, so let's bring it up. Later on, pees in front of Yuki when they're
Yuki,
hiding
yeah.
out as fugitives, and it's like, why are you wasting my time? Why are you wasting my time here? We have 20 minutes of an anime. Do we really need to
30 whole
don't
seconds,
don't listen.
40 seconds,
I'm gonna
whatever,
go,
uninterrupted. So,
bro.
stand account.
Is a
That's
Stan
okay.
account? I'm I just don't I want to understand, really, L. I just want to understand what it is because the entire time all I can think about here are two things. And I've said this since the beginning. Two things I think about every single time that I'm watching an episode. One, can we get to the death game part? Why is nobody talking about the death game part? And why are the two main characters so preoccupied without the death game part? Two, why is she so infatuated with him? And what because she has to. So like in time, I think this is called a I think this is the bootstrap paradox. I don't know if you know um like, cause I watch a lot of timey-wimey, like,
Mhm.
future stuff and all that. So the bootstrap paradox is, like, there's there wasn't a first time. There wasn't a first thing, but I the characters do something because they've already seen it. But, like, let's say this. Okay, she loves him because she already knows she's supposed to love him,
Mhm.
but w going back in time, what was the first thing that I'm trying to explain it, but it's so hard. Time stuff is so hard to explain. There's no first thing that happens because, like, you have to go back. It's like a loop.
Mhm.
Fuck, I'm explaining it bad. Now
Are
I
they
feel bad.
so like a loop in terms with like their relationship?
Because, hmm, assuming that it's happened already because you've seen the future,
Mhm.
there was no first time of why it happened. So, like,
Oh, I know
I
what you mean, because like those two events are directly influencing each other in a loop because without one, another couldn't exist. It's like which came first, the chicken or the egg?
yeah, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, something.
Them influencing the future or them seeing the future to be influenced by it,
Yeah, and there's
kinda
no
so to speak.
first. There's no
Yes.
real first thing, so it has to get just bootstrapped. "Hey, I've already seen it happen, so we're gonna do it this way." And that's how a lot of, time stuff gets explained away a lot of the time. There's a lot of it in, like, a lot of big movies. One my
Is
favorite, Back
that
to the
Back to the
Future, it
Future?
happens a
Cool,
lot,
yeah,
and it's just
gotcha.
like, "Well, it's supposed to happen because I've already seen it." It's like, "Well, wait, hold on. How does this work?" Anyways, but, I just wanna, like, she's in love with him because she has to, or she whatever. And those are the two things. Those are the two things that I'm like questioning in my mind all the time. But then we're here doing other stuff, doing other. Let's get married and let's do. I don't know, man. What?
No,
Well,
yeah.
why?
It's a complete mixed bag tonally of what the show is, like, trying to do, whether it's trying to, yeah, be this, what is the word for it? This John Deere, like, fantasy, like, where it's like, yeah, we're just going to slice of life, show them go through all these different events, but then on the side, it's like, you got people freaking dying, bro. Like, you got people getting all twisty and stuff, and they just don't care. She's literally
I'm
just like, "As long as Yuki's fine, I'm fine." But like you said, the point being that they're in this death game where it's like Katniss and Peeta in the Hunger Games. It's like
sure,
somebody's gonna have to go at some point.
sure.
Like, is that not something that you're thinking about? Think, Mark, think.
Think,
Like
yeah.
that's all I'm just screaming at them.
I mean, I guess it could be explained away. I'm trying to be devil's advocate and kind of give it more credit than I guess it's due,
Yeah.
that they're children still, that is 14. I read that and I was like, "Oh shit, okay. Whoa, that's weird." But it could be explained away that they're still kids, that they don't even want to do this death game, but it's like,
Yeah.
do it, bro.
But
Like,
even
people are
Manene in
dying.
the yeah, even in the next episode, or one of the following episodes, like Manene points out to them, like, "Hey, you guys are in a death game. You can't call yourself kids anymore. Like, start acting appropriately for the situation you're in."
Sure.
And they probably would have hit their dead ends if it wasn't for her being there in that situation. How things play out. Yeah, it's kind of yeah.
All right, we gotta get going. Episode 11,
Yeah.
service terminated. What happens in episode 11?
We see things with Kaigo develop because Yuno and Yuki get taken in for questioning at the police department. Kaigo basically baits them into a situation where they become wanted criminals in order to avoid doing things to innocent children. Basically, this is the way that works out. Um, as they become fugitives, hiding out as fugitives, they follow Kaigo's wife, who they had met in the previous episode, into a hospital that they had coincidentally been hiding outside of, where they fall into a trap that had been laid in the hospital by Manene after she had made a deal with Kaigo to take out the kids.
Cool.
Minene creates an alliance with Yuno and Yuki, and all three of their dead ends are triggered. That's where the episode leaves us.
Sure. Um, just why? I know it
This gets back
explains.
into leaps of logic,
Yeah.
super
Um,
huge leaps of logic and
episode
coincidence.
so episode 13 does explain later on that at the last episode that we saw. It does sort of explain why this all happened, but I don't know if it was good enough for me. Because for me, I was like, why is the fourth just turning on everybody? What's the point here? He's playing Russian roulette with fucking Yuki. He's like, this what? Oh, I can't die because of your. We both have future diaries, so we already know what's gonna happen. Whatever. And he was forcing them to commit a crime. Later on, we find out in episode 13 that it was the small like deity character. I forgot the character's name. That pushed
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
narrative. That was the character that pushed the narrative faster by letting the fourth know that his son is dying. So we meet Yo Caruso, who is the fourth's son and is in critical condition. But in episode 13, they say later on that, oh, it was actually me, the little deity character, that pushed the narrative forward because he wasn't supposed to know that yet. The fourth was actually supposed to be one of the top people in all of our
To make it
tests
in the game.
to make it in the game. So is that strong enough for this whole thing to be happening? Because if the fourth was smart, I can't be smarter than these characters. I shouldn't be. They should be ahead of me. If the fourth was smart, I would have kept this alliance going on way longer because I can use both of them for so much longer. I have
Or
such
using it
a
as bait
weak
for stuff.
I have such a weak future diary as the fourth, the crime diary or whatever.
The case diary.
And these two are just let them go. And I would follow behind, let them go and tear paths open because I do not have the best diary. Am I far off or am I close?
I
Do you think?
think it became time sensitive or something because I think somewhere it states that his son only has 3 weeks to live.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
like, now he's in a mad rush in order to, like,
Okay.
wrap the game up. Like, "Manene, hey, let's make an alliance. I don't care what's going on. If I'll feed you info, we'll team up, start bombing people, bro,
Sure.
because we gotta wrap this up."
Yeah. Okay. If it was 3 weeks, then okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. That's fine. I thought it was 3 months. I
It
but time moves
I
really
could
fast.
not tell you how much I was paying attention, in all honesty. I'm sorry. At this point,
Uh, I wrote down no shot they have a girl piss again. That's what we already talked about. Um,
you're right.
uh, just came in and fucking blasted him, but she blasted his ear off.
Oh, yeah, and then that that is the one thing that, she rushes in and, like, shoots him in the ear, and he mentions how crazy it is that she goes for a headshot right away, and then
Yeah.
she, like, puts a bunch of bullets in his body too, but he's wearing a bulletproof vest, and when he gets back up, like, they wrap him up and everything with all this bandaging tape, and it's like I did really like that because it's almost like in that moment, his humanity is kind of being stripped away as he's doing,
Sure.
like, these things to kids. So, yeah, humanity stripped away, take away his face. That's like and you only
Okay.
get his eyes.
That's a good, representation of it. I like when they do
So,
that.
I
I like
did
when
really like that.
Yeah,
I
I
will
like when
say there
movies
are
do that.
things that the show does that I like. I wanna emphasize that, but when you put everything together, it just, like, completely
It
falls
doesn't
apart.
work.
Yep.
It does not mesh together. I want I really want let's take a look at the anime that we get to pick from later today. So after we're done talking about the future diary, we're gonna pick a new anime that's gonna be our whole life for the next couple weeks. But these are the anime that we get to pick from. I really want um Polamaji Madoka Magica because they do a lot of the things we liked about this anime, a lot of things that I think you would like, they do this really well and they stay on that track and they tell the story in such a small amount of time, and that's what I want. And even like if it's a romance one like Kaguya-sama or something like that, Like, I just want them to tell one sort of story, and this was kind of a mix of 2 stories where I think they would have done
You can't
better
even
if they
say
picked
3.
1. 3 stories.
Yeah.
Um, because it's some sort of, like, crime thing too, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's the whole narrative about um, the Deus Ex Machina dying and needing somebody to replace him. That's like a storyline, so he needs his death game. The whole detective thing, whatever, whatever. Something else happening,
I
maybe
would
even
say that,
4. Maybe.
Kuroso and Minene have their own side story going on for a lot of
Sure.
this. Minene kinda just has her own side story going on until this episode where she finally kind of, meets back up with the first and the second, Yuki and Yuno. Then you have the story with Yuki and Yuno, like, their
Yeah.
love story going on, and then you have the actual death game going on.
Yeah. I don't mind so much that the whole Yuki, love story. Like I love love stories. I just want them to address the elephants in the room.
Yeah, that's the thing
How
too. Yeah.
how are we not talking about those bodies still? I know they go to the room and the bodies are gone, but like this is way too long, bro. I would have already checked out. I would have already checked out if I wasn't doing this for a podcast.
Akise, the way in the episode 10 when he's leaving, he's like, "Hey, I knew she was crazy, but I didn't know she was that crazy. And you're probably the only thing keeping her from like going absolutely ballistic. So you just kind of gotta tough it out." I was like, "What do you mean? What are you telling
You
my
don't
guy
do that.
here?
You
What do you
don't do
mean?
that. And
He's
I
got to do this." No, he doesn't.
and I
No,
really
he
hate
doesn't.
that narrative if you're watching this as a little kid or somebody young. Like like cuz that's totally like a parallel to somebody manipulating somebody else in a relationship.
It's
Like if you're
borderline Yuki has gotten Stockholm syndromed.
yes. And it's like, "Well, now I love you."
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like, "Wait, no, that's bad. That's not good. It's not okay. That's not a good relationship." Maybe we're just old, Matt.
Yeah, that's
I'm
yeah,
just trying
before
to
the
me and
podcast,
who,
yeah, I was like, I hate I'm gonna probably sound like an old this episode, but tisk tisk at
but don't.
representations of young love, man.
Yeah. Episode 12. Let's get through episode 12 and 13 so we can get going and we can give
Yeah,
our
yeah.
final thoughts and we can rate it and put it on the board. So episode 12, Out of Range.
Episode 12 sees the hospital surrounded by the police, and Manene makes demands to Kaigo, but he completely shoots down her demands, saying the clock's out of time, I can't wait around, this is happening. So the police storm the hospital. Things happen with a bunch of stuff, and bombs end up going off that Manene had placed. Things
Uh,
culminate with Kaigo holding Yuno hostage. Yuki is armed with a gun, and Kaigo kind of tells him he's not gonna be able to take a shot, but Yuki does anyways. I should have gone back to rewatch this because I don't really know if the shot actually hit him or not, but basically, Manene then reveals that she rendered his diary null and void because she gave all the information that, to second in command that he was working with a criminal, a terrorist, feeding her information using voice logs.
okay.
And then he's like, he breaks his phone and gets twisty.
He gets twisty, bro. Um, all this happens really quickly.
Susie.
What do
It's
you have?
happened
A
with a bunch
gun?
of
No,
stuff.
yeah.
Yes, that's
Things happen with
this
I
was a
laughed when
middle
he said
crisis in the worst way.
things happen with a bunch of stuff. I don't know, man. Um, so and then everything gets pushed under the rug, and it's like, okay,
Yep.
tie everything up in a sweet little bow, and it's like, no, huh?
He Kaigo had everything, all of the freaking here's everything that in case I die, that explains everything and why I've been acting the way I've been acting and stuff. And these kids are actually innocent. It was actually all me, and nothing needs to be investigated. Everybody ends up happy.
Yeah, and nothing gets to be investigated, but like still killed people at the police station.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna get off fine, and but she still literally no
Can we
matter
get a
what happened.
kill count? Honestly, from
Yeah,
this point,
kill count
jeez.
in the police station. Yuki does shoot that guy, but he's great. He's fine. He's
That's the
alive.
only time we've seen somebody, like, be harmed by Yuki or Yuno, and then it come back around to be like, "Oh, no, they were okay." Well, actually, when Yuno stabbed Mao as well, it's like, she ended up okay, because they got a ambulance for her too. But yeah, kill count, kill count, please.
But everything's fine, smiley. Everything gets swept under the rug because we go on and we continue with the story. Because yeah, I don't know. Yeah, on this episode, I was like, it just doesn't make sense why he would turn on them. I would have definitely used them a lot longer, but it makes sense if it was only 3 weeks that his son got to stay alive or whatever. Um, but like this whole thing was just I
A
get that this
police
was
chief being completely fooled by a flashbang? He thought that was an explosive. It's a freaking flashbang.
yeah, even I knew that.
That's what I
Even I was like, okay,
she's using it as, like, a threat, and
grenade
he
round,
completely,
flashbang
like,
long.
stepped down and, like, fell for it or whatever. I mean, oh my god, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, things
Is
happened.
wild. Yeah, a lot of things happened. I get that it was like the end of the arc or whatever. I think it was just so weak. For it to just like kind of end that way. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then him getting twisty, and then
Yeah,
them having like a battle of words. And I was like, okay. And then he just does it himself. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like,
like, Yuki took the shot, but Minene rendered his diary null, but he's the one that ultimately snapped his diary.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
why do we need all 3 of those things?
Yeah.
I
Um,
think after 2 of them are, yeah, good enough. Like, the 1st and the 2nd, or the 2nd and the 3rd, like, Yuki's holding the gun, doesn't take the shot or whatever, and then, yeah, Minene shows up to say that, "I've rendered your diary null and void,"
it's
and
like,
that's
oh
when he
no.
steps down.
Yeah.
Yuki didn't have to shoot a gun. Why did he shoot a gun a second time? Like, there's no, like, weight to it, and they tried to
No.
build it up with so much tension as to, like you said, a resolution to this, like, these dual episodes.
Um, so yeah, that's that for the first arc. And then we do episode 13, and episode 13, unknown number. What happens in episode 13? Because it's something different.
Episode 13, Yuki and Yuno go on a trip out of town to go stargazing. But along the way, Yuno changes, like, destinations and deletes messages off of Yuki's phone of people, like, trying to warn him about, like, and stuff. I couldn't tell if, like, like, wiped her memory and couldn't remember who Akise was,
Who
or if she
cares?
was like, what was going on with that. But yeah, who cares? Akise worries about and with the help of that second in command, I'm pretty sure his name's Nishijima. Hinata, Mao, and Kosake. A joint effort is put into play to find Yuki, as everybody knows that something's gonna happen as he's left town with And by the end of the episode, yeah, it reveals that she has him, like, bound up in a basement somewhere. Looks
But
like he's in a daze, and she's sitting, like, across the room from him, half naked, with, like, 2 skulls on either side of
yeah, she
her.
has two skulls, which I'm assuming is her parents' skulls or something like that. She probably killed her parents or whatever. I'm completely out by this point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm completely out of the story. Whatever they're trying to tell us, it's stringing me along too long. Like, I get it. I get storytelling. That's fine. It's just not compelling enough for me to be like, I'm gonna watch. I don't have that much time anymore. I don't have that much time to do anything outside my work or my streams or whatever. I don't got time to waste to watch 22 episodes to get to a resolution of something. I'm like, give me like enough substance, like you said, to keep going.
Mhm.
I want to like it. it's not like I didn't it's like I not like I came in here wanting to hate it. I had no idea what it was gonna be. And I'm sort of taking it on face value, not by I've never heard about this before. I mean, I've never heard about this anime before. So I was like, okay, and I read about it, about the, yandere stuff with and why it was so popular. And I'm just like, okay, I want to like it, but it's not giving me enough
Mm,
in this short amount of time. You got to grab me. I get if I have a lot of time. If I had the time to watch 22 episodes of whatever, there's nothing else on TV. Sure. But 13 episodes and we still don't know stuff and we're still like pandering, pissing in jars
mhm.
and pooping in toilets and we have to watch them be naked and stuff and it's
Oh,
all
yeah, yeah,
fan
this
service.
episode is another excuse for them to go to a hot spring where more booba and stuff.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And for those reasons, I'm out. Um,
Yeah, this was I mean, I said this before the show too. This is a really, really good episode where if you have watched to this point to know whether or not you probably want to continue with the series and stuff. Like
sure,
it leaves a pretty solid like cliffhanger there. But if you're
sure.
asking me, in my books, in my head canon, since we're done with this, he died.
Yeah.
Sheep, 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 sheep. He fell for it. He didn't pick up any of the hundred of red flags that appeared before him and set out into the rural countryside with this girl. And she locked him up in a cellar somewhere, and that was the last he ever was heard of.
I'm a Stan account until I die. I like as a character, just not in this anime, if that
Yeah,
makes sense. I like her as a
yeah.
character. I'm like, I get it, whatever. But like,
In the like yeah, that's the thing. In the context of how this anime was like set up and kind of presented to us initially with the story and how things were gonna be and stuff, like they went as far as to have Deus like have pull out a whole PowerPoint presentation and show everybody the rules, man. Like, but then all of that just like it's like nope, throw it out the window because guess what, you're getting only a garnish of that and the main dish is all of this junk. Sorry
yeah.
if like
Oh
threw my
fuck,
hands on
he's
my
mad.
desk.
He mad now. We didn't even talk about like, okay, I do like out of context of the anime, but they made her so impervious to everything. Like we'd even talk about how
Yeah, Mary Sue.
in the fight, um, her and the fourth just take out a bunch of like FBI SWAT team or whatever. Like they just shoot them down
Casually.
casually, shoot them in their body armor, in their actual like pinpoint accuracy where the body armor wasn't. And it was like, what? How are they so perfect? How does she get out of everything? And I get it's a show, I get it's an anime, I get
But it's just
perfection, but it's printed as these are humans doing human things, and then the god came in and gave them this power. But it doesn't it doesn't make sense. I don't
no,
like
yeah.
it. There's so many leaps of logic.
Yeah.
It keeps
Like I think it was I think you said in the last episode that we see this teenage girl like wielding an axe like cutting down all of these like fully grown adults and stuff. We see her wielding a freaking a six shooter revolver and yeah, getting grazing shots that are able to incapacitate fully riot geared police officers. Like
yeah.
I don't get it.
Elle said, I think I have more patience for this anime because Naruto sucked the soul out of me. If I can watch the entire Naruto series twice, I can do anything. That's fair. I
Filler list for
watched
Naruto.
filler list for
Filler
Naruto.
list for Naruto. I cannot stress that enough. Minus the Kakashi mask arc.
I fucking hated Hunter x Hunter, and I just watched that. I watched whatever, however many episodes of that, but I'd watch the Chimera Ant arc again over watching this show.
Oh,
Brother, I would watch
that's crazy.
I would spend my time being like, "Oh boy, ants. Oh boy." You know what I mean? Instead of continuing this fucking anime.
Oh
Okay, we
boy,
gotta.
another episode of them going up one stair. They were going up
They're
those
still
stairs
on
for like
this.
20 episodes, man.
They're still on the stairs. 10 episodes later, we're doing it. We gotta rate this anime. We gotta get going. We gotta pick our next anime. Thank you for everybody coming here and being here. We're gonna pick a new anime. Sorry we didn't like this one. It's okay. We're all a little different, and that's okay. There's an anime for everybody, and this one wasn't for us. Uh, it's okay though. I mean, it's
It's
nothing
okay
against
though.
anybody. It's nothing against anybody. It's just we did not have a fun time. But
There, like, I can't stress it enough. There were bits and pieces of this
sure,
anime that I really liked, but then there was too much of stuff that I was just like, why? I don't care. Please get it over with. Like, just too much of that. It was
sure.
overwhelming amount.
Um, it's because we're olds, Matt.
Olds.
Because we're olds. Let's
What did
rate
you
it.
rate the anime?
We rate anime on a scale, and we rate it by our own criteria: animation, storytelling, and vibes. And then we put it on a list of all the anime that we watch. And by the end of the year or whatever, we're gonna see all the anime. It's gonna be rated S tier to F tier. So, let's start off with animation. How did you like the animation? What do you rate it? 1 10, 8 to F, whatever.
8.5, 1 to 10. Animation would maybe be the one mark that I'd, prop this one up a bit to give it like a D or a C.
Sure.
Um, it's it's never doing anything super crazy, but I guess there were never any sequences that were like, oh my god, this is so egregious.
Yeah.
But it never really got out of its comfort zone with stuff.
No, it was there.
It was
I give it a
consistent.
6 out of 10
Mhm.
because it was there. It didn't try anything, which is fine. Like it didn't try anything crazy. The story didn't lend itself to try things like insane, but it wasn't bad. There was uh it was just average. Yeah, it was a little
Mhm.
bit above average, I think. So animation, I gave it a 6. Storytelling, what do you give it?
Storytelling, yeah, this is like bottom barrel, like F tier in terms of storytelling for me. Like just no cohesion, no no consistency in tone or pacing. Like there were beats that were completely convoluted and were only able to happen through massive leaps of logic. And leaps of logic happen with most anime, but the good ones convince you that, it's not even happening most of the time.
Mhm.
Even though when you say it out loud, it's like, wait, what? At least if you're asking me.
Or
So
yeah,
go ahead.
or have you wait 2 episodes to figure it out.
Yeah,
Like 2 episodes and they're like, "Oh, this is actually what happened." It's like, "Huh?
yeah.
This would have been great during the actual
During the
time."
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Or setting it up, yeah. How would you rate the storytelling?
3 out of 10. Storytelling was just not great. Again, pick its lane. I if it wanted to go like monster of the week and do like I like I would even say that I liked it better in the beginning where it was like going through different people, we meet different people, but then they tied everything up in such a nice bow, and these our main characters are impervious to everything. There's no real downside to them going through life, and it's just like okay, whatever. Um the the bad part, like you're saying, is that there is like a nugget of good in there, and I'm like, there's just a lot of shit in this compacted rock here. Let me get to the
Yep,
gold.
yep.
Um, so storytelling a 3. The vibes, Matt.
Vibes absolutely atrocious. did not I did not vibe with this show at all. I tried. It's not like you said before, I didn't walk into this show. I had no idea what this show was. You mentioned knowing about and the Yondier stuff. Like I didn't even know about that. I'm seeing this character like I have no idea what she's about, like, stuff like that. So I mean, I had zero context as to the show before walking in, and I gotta say that it was like a slog, and that by the end of the last set of episodes, like I was already ready to move on. I think
Sure.
anybody could have picked that up, but by the time I needed to watch this set of episodes yesterday, I was just it started to really feel like a chore for me. Like, and that's never what I want when I'm just like watching anime. And that
Sure.
I haven't felt like that with any of the other anime that we've watched so far. So this would be the first time that like I'm sitting there like just like nothing's happening in these 20 minutes, or I'm sorry, so much is happening in these 20 minutes, kind of. But with other anime where it felt like, oh my god, all that happened in such short amount of time and that flew by, it's like, oh my god, there's so much happening and only a minute's passed, only 2 minutes passed. I kept checking like the time, like how much is left in this
Oh fuck.
episode. Nothing's happening, but everything's like nothing's happening, but so much is being said. There you go.
Yeah, sure. Vibes are off. Just vibes are off. I don't even gotta say it. We already know. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's
Yeah.
just pull the band-aid off. This is what we rated.
Pull the
Drum
Band-Aid
roll,
off.
please. Oh no. Um Future
There it
Diary
is.
is our first F rank. The intro though, that intro was dope.
Intro's banger.
Hey, intro was a banger. Um, well,
Yeah.
better luck next time. Wah, wah, wah.
It is with great not great, but it is with a pinch of sadness that I found my first F tier before finding my first S tier on the show, but that's just the way it happens.
Yeah, we were. I was definitely trying to find. We're still on the search for Matt's S tier anime. But let's take a look at the board because we've already watched a lot of anime. And thank y'all so much for going through our Future Diary arc. And we've gone through a couple arcs before. So we've done Psychopaths, we've done Gotcha Man, Black Clover, Zombieland Saga, and on the left is where I ranked those anime. On the right is where Matt ranks their anime. And look at us, double Fs at
There
the
we go.
bottom for Future Diary. Claps all around.
Another consensus anime for us,
Sure. Well,
but
I
I
mean, we
mean,
agreed that we didn't
yeah,
enjoy it, which
it's
sucks.
yeah, which it but like yeah, I like again, I just there was so much promise. Like I can't emphasize like with the first if you go back and watch our
Stop it. He's
first
dead.
if you go back and watch like our first episode on this, like I feel like we were kind of, optimistic. We were kind of still like trying
You're so
to
young then.
yeah, we were so young then. We were still trying to we were still trying to figure out what direction the show was really heading, but like where it ultimately decided to go, it's just like I'm not on board. I'm just not.
Sure. The end was worth it. Okay. Everybody watching Attack on Titan. Um, no, no, no. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's good. I just me as if I would have watched this when I was young, if I would have watched this while I was in college, sure. I don't have the time right now, and I need something to give me more. When there's so many things other than that give me more so quickly, I'm great. But
Yeah.
yeah, will I finish it? I don't know. I'll probably read the ending. I'll probably read the what actually happens at the
Yeah, I'll
end. Watch
probably end
the
up watching a YouTube video or something like this,
Okay.
but like, yeah.
We got a new oh god. Me who is also an Attack on Titan Stan account. Jules feeling defense and backed into court. He had to lash out to an unrelated anime that's S tier. Yikes. Oh.
Uh,
We have some anime to pick. We
we
have an
have
anime to
to
pick.
pick a new anime to make our personality for the next
We
3
have
weeks.
quite a bit on the list. A lot of them are user submitted. Some of them are submitted by me or Matt. And I'm super excited because all these are dope, I'm sure. And we get to do this again. And I always enjoy getting into something new and not knowing. I have no clue a lot of these. The only one that I've seen is Madoka Magica, but I have w- I
I've
want
seen
to
one episode of Overlord, one episode of Mob Psycho, and I've heard about Kaguya-sama, but
yeah,
all the rest of them and I've heard about Black Summoner. I think that was
I'm
on there.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that you suggested, I think. Oh no, no, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. It gets all I'm sure. I'm sure they can't all be bad, right? There's got to be some good ones. Let's pick a new anime. Remember, we watch them together. We watch them during the week, and then we come back on Thursdays to talk about them. And that's the anime Chest of Champions. If you would like to submit an anime for next time or for some time, you donate 500 bits. That goes to both me and Matt, and 500 bits get you an anime in the thing. And yeah, he's picking there. It- I swear to God. Whoa, there's a little compartment there. I didn't know that. Sorry for our
Yeah,
audio
my
listeners.
chest has a shelf.
Wow, chest shelf.
Okay.
All right,
What's
this
it
is the
gonna
anime.
be?
This is the one.
Is that's that's Dimension W. The one we just added last
Ano-
week. Another CZ pick.
Another CZ pick. CZ
CZ pick.
has been funding this podcast.
An official
Um,
CZ banger.
yeah,
I literally
another CZD banger.
Dimension
Um,
W.
huh. Dimension W. That has been on my list. It's just the circumstances that I'm just saying is a little weird because CZ has
I'm
there
not being
needs to be
paid
a
out,
new
I
system.
promise. I'm not being paid out.
Take my suggestion
That's why
out,
I
actually.
shook the chest and I was like, I'm gonna lift
Rigged.
it up and pick it out
Oh,
right here in
oh
front
my
of everybody's
god.
face.
Um, huh. Interesting. So Dimension W, another CZD banger. Ooh, that's our personality. I'll be
Jeez.
changing my Discord name soon to Jules the Dimension W. We'll be watching that first 4 episodes by next week. Next Thursday, watch the first 4 episodes, 1, 2, 3, 4 of Dimension W, and then we'll come back and talk about it, and we'll give our thoughts about it. But thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Even though we didn't like the anime, it's okay. We keep going, and we can't like everything.
Yeah,
Everything
exactly. If
is for
anything,
different people.
it just proves that we do have likes and dislikes.
Yeah. Because yeah, for the most part, all of the stuff that we had, we're like, okay, this is good. Okay,
Yeah.
this is better. Okay, this is dope, whatever, whatever. But seeing something that we clearly didn't want to watch anymore, I was like, okay, cool. Now we have a bar.
It was a
Now we have a
breath of
baseline.
fresh air for me to now be able to appreciate all the good ones we're gonna watch moving forward, because all the rest of them are gonna be great. We're gonna find my S tier in no time at all.
I want Matt's S tier. What anime is it? Is it Dimension W? Who
Is it this in
knows?
my hand?
It's there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Leave us a like or I don't know, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you're watching. Hey, if you're watching this live, make sure to go and check it out on other stuff because that helps out, and watch it on YouTube and give us a comment on YouTube because that helps the algorithm and stuff, and that gets our video to more people. And yeah, we would like to just watch anime. If this is your first time watching, um yeah, thanks for being here. And we're gonna watch anime and talk about it next week as well. So we do that, go through a little bit of the anime and switch to a new one, like today. Matt, where can they find you when you're not talking about anime?
When we're not here talking about anime, you can find me on my Twitch at Matt_Galley, or at all my socials, which are at it's Matt_Galley. I should be live later today around like 6 p.m. PST.
Wow,
Thursday.
Thursday.
Jules, where can the people find you?
Twitch.tv/JulesTheHuman, JULES the human, on all social media, youtube.com/JulesTheHuman, TikTok and all that stuff. I've been posting a lot more gaming content on YouTube. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, all that other
And your
stuff.
TikTok.
TikTok, more TikToks and all that stuff. Me being silly. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for going on the future diary journey with us. Dimension W next week. We'll be talking about the first 4 episodes. So thank you for watching. And
Dimension W. Got it in there.
bye.